sitting on her sister's chair, grounded at home, left all alone with no place to go. Soon some Saturday when she gets away, we'll walk through other people's minds, read between their lines, tell the world things to do tomorrow.
Everybody, welcome back. Psychedelic here. Got some goodie goods for you today. Got the stack hanging up top here, and I got a few items from last weekend at a garage sale. Nothing too spectacular, but figured I'd share them anyways. And yeah, kind of been working on my psychedelic trip as of lately. I got a few songs ripped from the turntable from the next one, but I also kind of been working on picking up some accessories and little prop pieces for my Halloween special coming up. You know, the stores are just packed with Halloween crap already, so I'm just like, all right, you motivated me, let's do this thing. So I already got like a couple accessories already intact and got some ideas flowing. So anyways, won't keep it too long hopefully, but got some records to talk about for sure. Just got this one in the mail, so I haven't even really looked at the liner notes or anything, but this is a brand new 45 reissue that just came out. If you guys don't have this yet, you need to step on it, because I feel like this is going to be kind of a high dollar item in years to come, but it's so damn good. So I was so happy to find out this 45 was getting repressed, because you know, I was even thinking years prior, I was like, man, this thing needs a reprint. Everybody is just in love with this 45, and to me it's like one of the most perfect like proto-metal hard rock 45s. It's a two-sider for sure. And this is a new release that just came out, I think maybe a month or so ago. This is Stone Axe with Slave of Fear. The B-side, Snakebite. If you guys know this track, or if you guys don't know this track, it was featured on, I think, one of the Numero group compilations. I forget which one. I have the, I think it's called Dark Scorch Canticles. I think that's the name of it. I have the CD. Perfect two-sider, man, as far as like some of the heaviest stuff at the time, just on the same height as Sabbath. Slave of Fear, I mean, it sounds like a total Sabbath tune. I mean, even the vocalist himself sounds like, you know, Ozzy in some spots. Kind of sounds like a really drunken Ozzy Osbourne, which we've all heard probably before. But no, this is really special. I mean, it's got the picture sleeve here. You got audio restoration. And this sounds really good. I kind of spun this briefly already, and yeah, this thing smokes for sure. It's got the lyrics, which is nice. Got some liner notes. I just kind of skimmed through it. Haven't really read the whole thing yet, except it sounds like they used like two bass amplifiers just to kind of like get that low end in the mix, which you can definitely tell. And it's kind of like a replication of the original label here. It's kind of on that orange Houston label. Rampart Street Records. And it's almost impossible to find the original, man. It just doesn't exist practically. It's also on the same label as that other track, Doomsday by Purple Sun, another very collectible 45. No one knows what the B-side sounds like, but Purple Sun is a ripper. So yeah, check this track out, guys. If you don't know this proto-metal gem, Slave of Fear, but Snakebite as well. It's kind of more of an upbeat, like biker rock to the max. Just absolutely fueled with that kind of crunchy fuzz lick going on, and the lyrics too. I mean, they're very much in the, Slave of Fear is basically, selling your soul to the devil type of lyrics, and then you have Snakebite, which I don't know if it's a reference to Lucifer or what, but I mean, it also could sound like maybe a heroin addict as well. Those fangs into your veins, as it says in the song. Yeah, man. Can't rave about this one enough. Top tier proto-metal madness. Stone Axe. Check it out. It's actually came out in 71, but it's like it's post Josephus. I think it's got like 2 members at least who are in Josephus. So anyways, got a couple goodies here from online, including this first one. I got this for a hell of a deal. I've been kind of waiting for a nice copy for the longest time, just wasn't happening. It seems like copies are fetching over $100 now, and I just was not feeling comfortable about that. Occasionally you get the $70 copies popping up, but cover's really worn or something. It's always got some sort of mishap about it, but this one thankfully is pretty good for the price. Paid like $35 for this. This is Marklea Group, basically the 5th and final album by West Coast pop art experimental band. It's got this, marking here on the corner. It looks like someone tried to erase that. I'm going to try and see if I can get that off as well, but I don't know. It looks like they tried their best. It's got a little bit of ring wear, but no splitting. Back looks really nice. It's kind of worried about the condition of the vinyl, considering what he was describing it as, but like I said, you just don't see it at that price. And I tell you what, this plays like VG Plus. It doesn't look the greatest, but it comes in pretty clearly, and it's got some great fidelity, like a lot of great clarity in the mix, strong pressing. But yeah, if you want to get your slice of your pedo psych, Marklee's your man. So besides that, I mean, lyrically, pretty awkward, but musically, it delivers for sure. I mean, it's definitely different than their Reprise catalog, for sure. It's not nearly as psychedelic. It's got more of a folk pop and rock approach to it. A little bit on the country flavor on a couple tracks, maybe. But there's a couple deep cuts on here. Elegant Ellen, Roger the Rocket Ship has a little more of his social commentary coming through that track. Truck Stop's pretty humorous for what it is. Outside Inside, which was also featured on their previous album, Where's My Daddy, which I could probably live without that record. I mean, it's not really... It just kind of fails in comparison like with their previous 3 before that, so no hurry to track that one down. If I see it for like maybe under $30, yeah, right. I mean, then it'll happen, but otherwise I'm not too big of a hurry to track that one down. So Marklea Group, though, pretty solid overall. Glad to have the original of that. This one, however, this is one hell of a gem. So Alex Kerner, who talk about every so often, I visited him on the Chicago trip. He posted this in my Facebook group not too long ago, and I had never seen this cover before. I was like, sounds like could be something I could be interested in. This is probably my favorite of the whole video here. This is the Cooperville Times by John and Philippa Cooper. This came out in like 1969 originally. It's a group based out of Johannesburg, South Africa. They might be of British descent. I'm not real sure. It's very, very UK inspired writing and performances on here. Very folk based, I would say psychedelic folk for sure, but it does have some kind of aesthetic lead electric backing to it on like maybe 3 tracks. Man in the Bowler Hat, The Mad Professor, the opening track. But this whole thing, man, there's like not one weak moment for me. I find this to be extremely well performed, and just, the whole collection of ideas that they were coming up with lyrically but also stylistically are very much in that kind of Ithaca, Agincourt, mellow candle sort of vibe. It's got a little bit of a lo-fi-ness to it, and in spots, a little lo-fi production, but it kind of gives it that kind of music box, antique sort of vibe about it. It's kind of hard to describe, but it just illustrates a lot of portraits of old English folklore and fairy tale-like daydreams, along those lines. So very, very cool. My Pair of Spectacles might be one of my more favorite tracks, even though it's like the most twee track on here. She's My Woman's also good. It's kind of got this kind of jangly, strutting rhythm to it in the folk rock realm, and yeah, Gypsy Spell. It's got some harpsichord, it's got some flute, a whole ball of wax, man. This is really great. This is a 2003 reissue. I think Shaddox also reissued this, but this is a Copperphone press, which actually sounds really good. It's kind of a take on the Parlophone label. This originally came out on EMI, and it's just one of the more scarce items to find from South Africa. And, even Shaddox had a hard time tracking these guys down, so they had to go through the producers of other South African bands like Freedom's Children and a few other bands like that. So highly recommend that one if you guys want to check that out. This is a cheapie that I don't know if Cosmic Vinyl has shown this one on YouTube yet, but he posted this one on Instagram, and I had never seen this one before, and I figured it was cheap enough, like $3 cheap. I had to take a chance on this. This is Kenny Odell, Beautiful People, on the Vegas label, which is like a subsidiary of White Whale. Like I said, $3. You can find it that cheap. And just looking at the cover, just could be a whole lot of different things. Maybe a Baroque pop or kind of sunshine pop sort of bag. And it pretty much is. I mean, it's definitely more in the sunshine pop realm. I actually haven't even spun this copy yet, but I'm guessing that he was trying to, pick up a few hits locally, maybe perhaps, and got this deal with White Whale. And I think it came out on White Whale on 8-track, if I remember right. I kind of looked it up on Discogs. He's got a group backing him, very much vocal pop driven. But the formula he's working with is definitely in that kind of Neil Diamond sort of vibe, the way the songs are structured. Mostly original tracks, but I think he does like 4 cover songs, including a Neil Diamond track, Kentucky Woman, which it's got some like fuzz bass to it. It's kind of upbeat. It's pretty solid. It does Massachusetts by Bee Gees, which is pretty decent. Different drum, Stone Ponies. Flower Girl is definitely the track to check out, I would say, if you guys are interested in seeking into this one. So folk pop, sunshine pop a little bit. It's got, maybe a deep cut or two on here, but it's nothing like super tripped out or anything. And I do love harmonies, so this is right up my wheelhouse. Okay, and then these last ones are the ones I picked up over the weekend. This first one's a one I found in Goodwill, and then 2 others from the garage sale, and go over these fairly quickly. This is No Substitute by The Joyous Celebration. It's kind of hard to read. Just looking at the cover, I think the back cover really was like, what's this about, Looks like they kind of rock out maybe a little bit. Didn't really know, so checked this out when I brought it back home, and it's really not that good. I saw it was going for a little bit on Discogs, but maybe I'll sell it. We'll see. I think it's like mostly Christian-based pop, but it's not like anything worth raving about, like usual. But so then I went to this garage sale, not knowing there was records there. There was like 2 boxes sitting outside on the ground, and it's just a nice day to dig around, and found a couple items here. Don't know if this one's really anything yet. I haven't really looked too much into it, but it looked like something kind of low budget, kind of something that maybe someone would want. And this is the Plainsman, Lonely Street. I think this is maybe a vocal pop group. I don't know if it's country based. Nashville, Tennessee. But I noticed on the back it was signed by all the members here. It's kind of falling apart. It's not the best shape, as you guys can tell. But I figured, check it out. Like I said, I think it's vocal pop. Don't quote me on that, but decided to pick that up. And then this one, To Flip. I was hoping there was more of this artist in there, but alas, just this one. Miles Davis, 7 Steps to Heaven. This came out in '63, and I don't really know my jazz. Not a jazzer, but it is a pretty clean shaped copy, vinyl wise. It's just got a little bit of ring wear, and I do have this for sale on Discogs if anybody so happens to want to jump on this one. Seems to be averaging, for VG Plus copies, about 30, 40 bucks maybe. Got this for 25 up online right now. Listen to all the way through. It's got just a few light pops, kind of scattered about. Very subtle surface noise in spots. Actually a very nice player copy, so yeah. Just kind of hoping for a bitch's brew, but we struck out again. Anyways, that's all I got for today, guys. So, yeah, stay tuned for more shenanigans. Yeah, so a new trip coming up, and like I said, I'm just kind of prepping myself for the Halloween special with a special guest. Maybe not, probably. Anyways, guys, take care. We'll see you soon.